Good morning, this is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show, and we're going to do another good, bad, or ugly. And this time, we're going to take a look at this ShouYu. I'm not sure how you pronounce this. Maybe some of my subscribers who live over in China can tell me how to pronounce this. But anyway, that's not important. And this is model SY-X5, and I got this radio the same time as I got the previous QFX radio. The other one, the QFX, which failed miserably, was $10. This one was $25. And this is an AM, FM, shortwave, and an MP3 player. I really had high hopes for this radio, and we'll see how it did. Maybe. Okay, let's get this good old guy out of the way. And if you look at the box here, it says full wave band, FM band, AM band, shortwave band, DSP, TF player, those little memory cards, USB player, full-size USB player, and lithium battery included. So, man, I really had high hopes for this. And here's something interesting. On the back of the box and in the manual that came with it, it says the device uses US new generation DSP full band radio technology to ensure high sensitivity, selectivity, and stability of the radio and improved SNR, signal to noise ratio, and anti-jamming capabilities. It goes on. The device uses concise mechanical switch to switch function and band, and uses conventional pointers to indicate the frequency in order to reduce the EMI noise caused by function switch by MCU, I have no idea what this is, and ensure high signal to noise ratio sensitivity and higher cost performance. Boy, I don't know who came up with that. And it goes on. Okay, so let's take a look at the radio. This is the little gem. I really had high hopes for this, noting that it has this manual dial, which is very small. Here's my finger. It's like 2 fingers can cover it up. And it has 9 shortwave band selections. 9 shortwave bands. Now, in order to read the writing in here, I have to get out a magnifying glass. It's just too small. The print's too small for me. And I have a little trouble lining up the numbers over here, the band numbers, with the band. Little problem. That not a big deal. And most people are not as blind as I am. Anyway, so let's just kind of go around the radio and show you the functions. Over here is the tuning dial right here, the volume control, and then the power switch, which has 3 settings: off, lithium ion battery, which is included and is installed, and AA batteries. So you got 2 options for power, at least 2 options. Actually, you got 3 options, because you can use, if you have it, you can use a DC adapter, I believe. I'm a little confused about that, and we'll get to that in a few minutes, and it's not really that important. Okay, up at the top, we have the MP3 player and the radio selection button right here. Here we have a slot for the small SD cards for having your music on, and then we have a full-size USB connector for playing your MP3 music. That was impressive. Over here we have the power connector to charge the lithium battery. They do give you a cable that hooks up to your computer or your USB charger. And then down here is the handphone jacks. Nothing on the bottom, nothing on the back. It does have a kickstand. That's nice. So this thing is really looking good. And then had a list of frequencies, bands down here. And here is your shortwave FM antenna, which is completely rotatable. Completely rotatable. I don't know if that's a correct phrase or not. I don't know. Okay, so we'll put that down for a second. So, looking at the front here, we have a little light here that tells you the internal battery is being charged. The next one is that you are using the radio mode. The next one down here, the slide switch, is to switch between 2 FM bands, not one, but 2 FM bands, an AM band, and 9 shortwave bands. Just a little slider here. And you can see that little dot there moves to tell you which you're on. At the top here we have several buttons, and they are used in conjunction with the MP3 player for moving, jumping ahead so many seconds, pausing, playing. These two buttons will jump ahead or back 5 files, 5 music files. So like on my little USB memory device, I have hundreds of MP3 music files, and they're files from the YouTube free library. That's what I use for demonstrating, because I can play it and not worry about any kind of problems. Over here is a display. Now, I was hoping, but I knew it wasn't true because I saw the ad. I was hoping this would display the frequency, because it's really hard to read down here. We'll get to that later. No, it displays various things about the MP3 player. What track you're on, how many minutes and seconds you're into the track, and so on. Okay, we'll get to the MP3 player in a minute. Now, another thing that blew my mind is this power jack also says, does it say? Yes, it also, in embossed, so it's impossible to read, and my camera won't focus on it. Come on, camera, wake up, camera. Hello. If I can hold it steady for a second. That's not important, but down here, there it is. It says antenna, and up here it says DC 5 volts in on this one jack. For a minute, I thought I was talking about going down in here. Well, this is just where the thing hangs. But it's got a very unusual cable. So let me show you these cables. Okay, here is the supplied USB charging cable. That's just used for charging. And look at that. Let me see if I can get the camera to focus on it. Come on, camera, you can do it. There, whoop, there it is. Look at all the rings that are on that connector. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4 rings. So you plug this in your computer or other power, USB power sources, and then you plug it in that side connector, and it charges the lithium battery. Works fine, no problem. Now, you ask yourself, why are there so many connections? Well, the reason being is you can plug, which is supplied, an external antenna. So here's about 20 feet of wire that you can use for an external antenna. And there's the similar plug, but it only has 3 connections. So apparently, depending on which connection you make, you're either hooking up to the receiver for using an external antenna, or you're hooking up to the lithium battery to charge it. And I don't know if something could go wrong there as you're inserting it and you have it on. That might cause a problem. Don't know. But anyway, let's go up. Let's move on. Oh, I didn't mean for this to be so daggum long. Anyway, okay. So that was impressive to a $10 radio to have an external antenna jack. Pretty impressive. And it's for FM and shortwave bands. The other thing that was impressive, as I mentioned before, is this full-size USB connector, so that you can take something like this, which I have. This is only has my MP3 files on it from YouTube, and you can jam that thing down in there. Kind of awkward because it's sticking out like that. Be careful you don't break anything. And then you turn it on. So I'm going to go to the lithium battery mode because I don't have any AA batteries in here. That's a real convenience. And it's in radio mode right now. The green light's on telling you it's in radio mode. So I come up here and I switch to MP3 Player, and it turns this on and says hi. Cool. And then, whoa, 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 whoa. Gee, I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that. So anyway, it picks up where you left off on the track you were listening to and where you were in that track. That's kind of cool. And the audio from this little tiny speaker is pretty darn good. Now keep in mind that music file is one of those distorted music files, I call it. So let's show you how you can switch to a different file. That's a little better. So that's the next music file. I can use this plus or minus 10 to go up or down 10 files. So, as far as an MP3 player, I'm pretty impressed. Again, this is less than $10. Now, let's turn this off. Do it the right way, and I'll unplug this thing. So you got two choices for memory cards. This one for those small little cards, and then the full-size card there. Okay, so let's go back to radio, and we'll select it's on FM1. Doesn't matter what FM1 and FM2 is. Doesn't matter. That's not important at this point in time. So I just chose FM1, and I'll turn the radio back on. And I'll turn the volume back up. And I should extend this antenna, but I don't have to because I've got strong FM stations near me. Okay. FM works good, AM works good, and then there's shortwave. And did I say less than $10? Excuse me, this is $25. The other one was less than $10. This is $25. Yeah, I can't expect too much for $25, but I have, and I reviewed other radios this size that are around $30, $25, $30. They have a digital display for the frequency, and they work pretty darn good. This one, nada. I've been playing with it for off and on for a couple hours. Reception on shortwave, poor. I do not get the problem that I got on the QFX, where I have the AM stations bleeding in. Don't have that problem. But, and we'll show you right now, and we'll go ahead and extend this, although I'm in my office, so bear that in mind. We'll turn this, and this has got a kickstand in the back. I love kickstands, and so we use the kickstand. Oops. Okay, and we'll turn the volume up. We're on, let's go to shortwave band. It starts at 4.75, and this band goes to 5.06. So it's early in the morning. It's about 8 o'clock here in Florida. So I should be getting some stations on the lower bands. Let's go to, it does tune 5 megahertz. So let's see if we can hear WWV. Okay, that would be band, bear with me. One, shortwave band 1, right at the end. Turn the volume up. Got plenty of volume. Notice it seems like it's got a lot of stations. I don't hear anything. What is that? Ah, the dreaded muting while tuning. Forget it. Radio goes back. I hate muting with tuning. I can live with it on radios that otherwise are good radios, but nah. Okay, let's go find 5 megahertz way up here at the top. No, that's not it. Anyway, the other thing is a couple of things, and this is the deal breakers. Number one, there's a lot of slop in the tuning, so that when you're tuning, say, tuning up the band and you want to go back down, there's quite a bit of slop in the tuning wheel as far as when it starts moving again. That's one problem. This radio, when I first got it, I was tuning the bands and the volume kept going down. And I'm like, I don't remember turning the volume down. What the heck is going on? Well, somehow these two buttons sometimes, and it's kind of stopped doing it now that I've used it a lot, they were touching, and when you turned the tuning knob, the volume knob was turning. So if you were going, depending on which way you were going, you would turn the volume up or down. Drove me crazy. I couldn't figure out what that was there for a minute. But I think that has stopped. You know, I've gone up and down the band many times, so I think that's stopped. But I'm going to go turn on my Grundig 750. It's using an outside antenna, and I'm going to tune to 5 megahertz. Pretty good. A little bit of static, but the signal is very good. I'll turn that off now. Turn this back up. I can't find it. I'm all... I think it's trying to tune it there. Oh well, okay. So, bottom line, for shortwave radio, this is bad and ugly. It's bad and it doesn't receive very well. I think it was yesterday morning I was tuning it, and I did get a few of the local, probably down in Cuba or something, shortwave stations. They were coming in. This morning I can't get anything. Of course, the weather conditions have changed. Last night I didn't get anything. And of course, I'm in my office, which is not a good place to have a radio that you're using the built-in antenna. I will do some testing outside and some testing with this external antenna outside, out of my office, away from the RF noise, and see if that improves things. If it does, then maybe this is a keeper. If it doesn't, going back. This radio is going back. So I think I showed you all the functions. It makes a really nice MP3 player for, you know, $25. No, that's too much. Too much for only that function. Anyway, that's the show. If you enjoyed the show, again, this is the ShouYu, I think that's how you pronounce it, SY-X5 radio. And I really had high hopes for this radio because it does include an MP3 player, but I think it's going to go back. Does it receive shortwave very good, and it mutes when I'm tuning. I hate that. So anyway, thanks for watching, and give me a thumbs up if there's any chance that you like this show. Give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.